Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning world, good morning Philippines, good morning Tawi-Tawi. Welcome to Alice TV. Our guest for today is the commander of the 2nd Marine Brigade, born in Igig, Cagayan Valley, proud member of the Naval Officers Qualification Course Charlie, class 1990. He served various key positions such as Commanding Officer of MBLT 11, Group Commander of Marine Security and Escort Group, Adjutant of the Philippine Marine Corps, and Deputy Commander of the Naval Reserve Command. And prior to his assumption as the Commanding Officer of 2nd Marine Brigade, he served as Commander of Combat Support Brigade. He is no other than Brigadier General Nestor E. Narag Jr., Philippine Navy Marines. He's happily married to Ma'am Sofia Narag, the Regional Director of DTI Region 2. Our guest is blessed with 4 kids, 1 lawyer, abogado po ng Public Attorney's Office. 2 ladies niya ay graduate ng UP and employed at Office of the Civil Defense sa NCR and Procter & Gamble, Philippines. And the youngest, sir, is nasa 1st year Mechanical Engineering sa UP din, Quezon City. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Brigadier General Nestor E. Narag Jr. Sir, good morning.
Magandang umaga po.
Kumusta po kayo?
Okay naman po. Enjoying my stay here in the province of Tawi-Tawi.
Sir, ilang taon na po kayo na-destino sa Tawi-Tawi?
Actually, itong assumption ko as Brigade Commander is my 2nd tour of duty.
Okay.
Because I serve as the Deputy Commander of this brigade sometime in 2020 up to 2022. That is during the pandemic period. And then I was reassigned outside. But when I got promoted to the rank of Brigadier General, ako na na-appoint ulit ako rito sa 2nd Marine Brigade, yes, last February of this year.
Yeah, I learned, sir, that your family is staying away from you.
Yes.
Nasa Luzon sila, and you are here, ha? Correct, sir?
Correct.
Gaano po ba kadalas kayo umuwi sa pamilya ninyo?
Okay. Itong katanungan yan, ano? There's no fixed date or fixed time kailan ako uuwi. It depends upon the nature of our duties here. Baka minsan kasi may mga biglaang activities. Of course, I have to give priority to my duty, the service, prior to visiting my families. But regularly, I see to it that I will visit my family whenever I have time to go on vacation.
Pero hindi siya buwan-buwan, sir?
Hindi po regular. Depende po. But usually, sa normal, of course, kahit may trabaho, nandiyan naman yung deputy ko. See to it at least every after 3 months nakaka-uwi po.
At least may may kitaan within a year, no?
Mabuti po ngayon at with the advent of our technology, we have our Facebook, we have our social media. So nag-uusap pa rin kami at I maintain our communications on a daily basis. So parang kahit malayo kami, at least nag-uusap pa rin kami.
Sa tagal po ninyong na-destino sa malayo, alam po natin, marami pong mga temptations, lalong-lalo na sa mga Marines, ano? Sir, meron po bang pagkakataon kayo ay na-istorbo, sabihin natin, na-istorbo ng mga dilag?
Of course, lahat naman ng lalaki, but lalo na sa mga Marines, are prone to some temptations. Pero depende kasi sa tao yan eh. Especially on my part, I give premium to carrying standard of the member of the Philippine Marines, known to be a disciplined soldier. Kaya as much as possible, iniiwasan ko rin ma-involve sa mga illegal activities that might permits my o besmirch my reputation as a marine officer. And yun din ang lagi kong sinasabi sa aking mga tropa, to maintain the highest standard of discipline, avoid or prevent being engaged in any illegal activities. Nagbibigay ng hindi magandang resulta sa aming organization, lalo-lalo na sa family nila. Kasi alam nyo naman, yung pinag-usapan natin dito is yung engaging in a woman other than your wife. So, siguro kaya ako naging ganito. Yun.
Very good, ha?
Yeah.
Dapat pong tularan natin, Sir General Nara. Sir, yung tanong ko po, isa sa mga questions na gusto ko lang itanong sa'yo is, you are executing your job, like, as officer of the Marines, malayo sa pamilya mo because of the principle that you will be protecting the nation. While you are away from your family, diba, as a man of the family, haligi ng tahanan, you're supposed to be with them to see and protect them. So, ano pong masasabi nyo sa parang magkasalungat na prinsipyo?
Ito kasi, sinumpaan naming trabaho ito. We have sworn to serve our country. So, sometimes, yung family namin is only second to our performance of our duties. Masakit man sabihin, most of the time, yung mga very memorable at saka meaningful occasions na family, just like birthdays, other celebrations, major events, graduation ng anak ko, wala ako. Nakikita ko lang sila sa Facebook, saka sa mga pictures. Especially when yung mother aakit sa stage na magbibigay ng mga awards dun sa anak ko, tinatanong ng mga kasama ko, saan yun natin? So, siguro ganun naman ang talagang buhay ng sundalo. Priority mo na yung duty, then secondary lang talaga. But, binabalance naman namin yun. Pag nandun kami naman, mabigyan naman ng pagkakataon uwi, yun na yung payback time. Dapat talaga give them quality time para to overcome yung absences.
Bilang officer, sir, merong pagkakataon, at talagang merong pagkakataon na nasabak kayo sa bakbakan, di ba, sir? Then, ano yung unang pumapasok sa utak ninyo or sa puso ninyo? Di ba? You work for your family, but then, you are willing to die for the nation. So, paano to?
Yun ang pinakamahirap na...
Diba? Parang naiipit tayo sa dalawang prinsipyo.
Kaya nga, kasi sa amin, sa military, alam niyo naman yun mission first, di ba? Laging mission first yan. But sa akin, I strike the balance between mission accomplishment and the welfare of my men. So, sabi ko sa kanila, mission first, and moral and welfare of my personnel always. Kaya, pero mabigat yun as a commander kung paano mo gagawin yun. To satisfy the accomplish your mission, while at the same time satisfying the requirements so that yung mga tao mo ay high moral yan. Insofar as conflict, engagement or bat, yung mga gera-gera natin, when I was a second lieutenant, 1990 hanggang ngayon, siyempre alam niyo naman kung saan ako na-assign. I've been assigned in Sulu, matagal ako dyan. Kaya medyo maingat ako magbisara, Tausog Pilpio, Adyan. I've been in Sulu, I've been in Basilan, in Cotabato, Maguindanao during the all-out war, and during Tawi-Tawi. Going those areas, alam niyo naman na they are terrorist-infected influence areas, no, yung araw. Pero ngayon, so far, cleared naman na. So, it's a peaceful place in Mindanao, especially dito sa western part.
Di minsan po ba, sir, hindi nasabi ng asawa mo or ng mga anak mo, Daddy, pwede bang stuck ka na sa military service and stay with us? You can have another profession. Meron bang ganun?
Yun ang ipagmamayabang ko kasi yung mga anak ko sa asawa ko, wala akong narinig sa kanila na gano'n. Pero yung mother ko, marami akong naririnig sa kanya na you have to stop, you go abroad, punta ka na lang sa kapatid mo sa Canada, mga gano'n. Kasi yung kapatid ko sa mother ko naman sila. Pero yung sa family ko, wife ko at saka yung mga anak ko, hindi nila nasasabi yung gano'n. Parang very proud pa rin sila na their daddy at saka yung asawa niya is a soldier serving in Mindanao.
At least, tumatak talaga sa utak nila, ano yung role mo as a military officer, no?
Yes.
Sir, may pagkakataong like na namatayan kayo ng tao during the bakbakan, then paano ninyo ito i-handle? Paano ninyo i-manage ang nararamdaman ninyo? Pati paano ninyo kino-comfort ang family ng namatayan?
Yun ang pinakamahirap na sitwasyon sa isang commander pagka meron kang casualty. Kasi pagka may casualty sa grupo, it affects the entire team, in terms of moral and welfare. But siyempre tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Ang ginagawa ko is to talk to them face to face. I will explain to them it's just a part and parcel of our job na talaga magkakaroon ng ganyan. And so far as families are also concerned, yun, very particular ako dyan because when I serve as the adjutant of the Marines, yan yung role ko to provide the necessary appropriate services sa family ng mga deceased soldiers natin. See to it na they are properly informed. Then we will provide appropriate honors, funeral honors, and other necessary assistance sa mga deceased Marines.
So far naman dito sa Tawi-Tawi, sir, hindi kayo naka-encounter ng mga ganung mga pakbakan? Wala pa?
Meron po nung March of 2021, during the sustained combat operation sa Sulu, so yung mga ASGs doon, they attempted to escape from Sulu, pumunta dito. And then, their presence were reported to us, so nag-respond kami. Ako yung nagdala sa team. And then we did a sustained combat operations against those leaders together with their Indonesian captives. Kung malala nyo na mayroon kami na-rescue na 4 Indonesians kidnapping sa Kalupag Island sa Lamuyan. Then we were able to neutralize one of their sub-leaders, si Apo Mike, and with his cohorts, neutralize namin. Pero nahuli namin yung buhay yung dalawa. And they were now, nandyan sila, isa po ng isa't iyan. And today, peaceful naman na.
Okay. So, sir, paano ninyo ikumpara ang Tawi-Tawi po sa other places kung saan kayo nasa? As to the peace and order situation?
Actually, pag sa Marine Standard, sa Marine kami nag-uusap, kung Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Maguindanao, yung Tawi-Tawi, we consider that as an RNR area ng Marines.
Peaceful.
Peaceful kasi, at saka yung mga tao dito are friendly. Most of them are professionals. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi pa friendly o hindi professionals yung pero yung relationship ng dito, civilian sector sa military, napakaganda. And yun na nga, sinabi ko kay President Bongbong Marcos during his visit inside our headquarters na yung maganda rito sa Tawi-Tawi is the strong
bond,
yes. Saka yung interagency coordination. And yung mga political leaders naman dito ay maganda yung relationship nila sa armed forces. Kaya sabi ko, yung mga bagay na gano'n ay somehow nakakatulong sa delivery of peace and order.
May mga activities po ba kayong ginagawa, sir? Yung like, nag-involve kayo sa mga activities ng mga civic organizations?
Dito sa Tawi-Tawi, doon po kami ngayon very active sa mga civil military operations. In partnership with other agencies outside,
Like ano yung ano nyo, sir, mga activities?
Nagkakandak kami in support sa mga stakeholders natin from the outside. Nagkakandak medical and surgical missions. Yung iba nagko-construct ng mga classrooms. Then yung community engagement and civil relations, pinopromote namin. Kaya marami yung mga gun owners diyan na illegally possess the firearms. Nagbo-voluntarily surrender kasi sabi nila useless naman na ito. At kung mahuli kami, magbabiolate pa kami ng di ba, the public act. So, kaya maganda yung relationship through civil-military operations. At tuloy-tuloy ko.
May nakikita akong mga civilian volunteers, sir, na parang may activities sila, naka-uniforme. Opo, nakita ko kanina dyan sa labas. Ano pong ginagawa nila?
Actually, sa armed forces natin, meron yung tinatawag natin regular force. Kami yun. Regular force, yung standing force ng armed forces. Kami yung may sahod, may libre lahat,
privileges.
And 24/7 na duty. And we also have our what we call reserve force.
Okay. Yan din sila.
Sila yan, yung mga reservists. Itong mga reservists natin are volunteers. Whose age it starts from 18 to 65 years old. Yes. So pwede sila.
Ano magagawa ng 65 years old?
Usually, kinukuha natin yung up to 65 maximum.
May mga strong pa namang 65.
Basta able-body and willing. And same time, meron din siyang expertise or technical expertise.
Saan po? Anong technical expertise?
Gaya ng IT, kailangan natin yan. Kasi to assist us in the operation of our communication.
Hindi lang yung magaling sa sa barilan.
Ay, hindi lang po. At mostly, ang role ng mga yan is not exactly na sila yung ifo-front natin sa gera.
Mabuti. Mabuti na sabi mo. Sige, sir.
Sila yung mga more on, they are on the support system. The support role. Kaya kung mag-operate kami, example lang if we go to operation, dalhin ko lahat ang tao ko rito, they can man the base while we are out. They can perform duties, sentinel duties, lookouts, they can operate and run our admin officers, ganun yung mga trabaho ng mga ito. Depende upon their skills. But before you want to become a reservist, they must have to undergo yung basic citizen military course, which is 45 days, done every Saturday, Sunday, consecutive Saturdays and Sundays, or holidays, or with the available support. And they are provided with uniform, and while undergoing training, they will have allowance, subsistence allowance. Yes, subsistence allowance. They are covered with insurance. And once they are reservists, wala nga silang sahod, pero may mga pribileyo din sila. Example is they can come and go inside camp. And then they could participate in any civic military activities ng command. When they are on active duty training, they can avail of our hospital facilities. At saka yung mga other facility ng AFP, they are in Manila, they are in Zamboanga, pwede sila pumasok sa kampo ko.
Anytime?
Anytime.
Basta graduate sila? Or
basta reservist na sila.
Reservist na sila.
With ID, may ID naman sila in issue. And meron yung active duty status para doon.
So pero yung mga 1 week lang pumasok, pero nagka-problema, hindi na tumuloy, denied sila of that privileges.
Yes.
Only those graduate talaga.
And then pag-graduate nyo, ang magiging duty mo lang dyan is every Saturday, mag-report ka rito for refreshment, for training, refresher course. So,
required talaga yan, sir?
Required sila.
Every Saturday?
Yeah, every Saturday.
Hindi pwede mag-absent?
Kung gusto nila mag-absent, o may authorized naman na pwede. May number of absences naman authorized. Pero kung all throughout the duration of your training wala ka, tanggalin ka, i-delist ka doon.
So pag tapos na yung training, sir, like for ilang 45 days. After 45 days, di ba tapos na sila?
Yeah.
Magre-report pa rin sila every Saturday.
Yes.
Tapos may number of absences lang allowed.
Yes.
Pag lumapas sila doon, maalis sila sa listahan.
Yes. Actually, ganun yun. But kapag mag-report sila dito, wala naman training na mabigat na. parang continuous training lang gagawin kita, ganyan, refresher. Then, kung minsan, pe-perform sila ng functions inside the admin offices.
Kasi sir, yung impression sa labas, pabuti na rin from your mouth, it's coming from your mouth, sir. But itong mga reservist, pag may mga gera daw, anyway, layman's ano lang to ha, sir. Ikukwento lang natin, pag may mga gera daw, pag naubusan na ano, sila daw yung unang, yung front, sinasalang doon. So, but it is not that, ano, no?
Hindi naman, actually, volunteerism pa rin yan eh. Pero kung
But if they want to join, okay lang.
Okay, pero kung World War na, eh, mas lamang sila kasi may training sila. Kesa yung walang training, hindi marunong di kawawa siya. At least sila, they have already the tools to defend themselves in case of pagkakaroon ng World War.
Actually, may mga reserve, yung nandito nag-join, reservist, tawag sa kanila sir, yung
Reserve Force.
Reserve Force.
Opo.
From Hall of Justice, mga kasama namin doon, nag-enjoy sila.
Yes.
And they're proud that they're part of the group.
AFP institution, yes.
Opo.
Naman. Nakaka-proud naman talaga mag-suot din ng uniform.
Totoo, sir. Opo. Totoo naman talaga.
Kasi hindi lahat pwede magsuot eh.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Oo. Hindi lahat ng tao gustong maging Marines, nagiging Marines.
And of course, the opportunity to serve. Yun naman siguro pinaka-purpose din. Kung meron kang spirit of nationalism, patriotism, yun siguro doon ka dapat. Masarap magsilbi. Lalo na ngayon, alam niyo naman yung threat sa ating national territory in West Philippine Sea.
So ano yung plan mo doon?
Kaya maganda yan. Itong mga reserve force natin is part of our total defense natin posture. Tignan nyo yung case ng war between Russia and Ukraine. Nagkulang na yung regular force nila. Ang mga reservists nila yung nasa front na lumalaban. They were able to defend their country. Actually, hindi nga mapasok ng Russia dito. Dami silang reservists. Kaya ganito, nakikita nyo, ang dami nila kanina. Siyempre, kahit pa paano, meron kaming force multiplier, base for expansion, the event of war. And ito, karamihan, we engage them on HADR, yung humanitarian assistance and disaster rescue operations. Yan ang mga forte nila. Kaya we focus on training them on rescue operations and different conditions, emergencies. At sea, at land, nandiyan sila. Yan natin sila maasahan.
Sir, ano yung pwede ninyong maipayo sa mga kasamahan ninyong mga Marines or yung mga batang mga Marines, subordinates po ninyo?
To our fellow Marines, of course, as I've been mentioning ever since, we should maintain yung highest discipline and the standard of the Marine. Alam niyo naman na yun, when you recite the Marine Oath, nandun na lahat yun, yung qualities, virtues of the Marines. The Marines has been branded as the most disciplined in the armed forces. And people have a very high regard to our Marine Corps and to every individual Marines, whether in peacetime or during wartime. And in any other areas, whether in the cities, in the provinces, ganun yung impression sa Marines. That's why we should preserve and protect yung institution natin as much as possible. Kung that yung dalhin yung ating organization into bad light by committing offenses or violations, especially yung sa relationship natin sa civilian community. Yan kasi ang civilian community ang ating kung sa gera, yan ang center of gravity natin. Yan ang susuporta sa atin. We have to maintain the highest standard of discipline at all times.
Hopefully, maririnig lahat ng mga Marines natin yung mga sinasabi ko, sir. Mas magandang advice po yun. Sir, may anak kang lalaki, di ba?
Yes,
Opo. Yun na yung first year Marine Engineering sa UP.
Yeah.
Kung nanaisip po niyang maging military, Okay lang po ba sa'yo?
Actually,
Iisa lang po anak mo lalaki.
yes, po.
Tapos, open ba sa kalooban ninyo na i-allow siya?
Actually, encourage ko siya to take the PLA. Kasi nakikita ko ang hilig niya is mathematics
Oo.
and robotics. Yun ang hilig niya. That's why he enrolled. When he was in Lasal, sa senior high school niya, robotics siya nagpo-focus. Doon sa, ang tawag nila doon sa Manila. Parang elective subject nila doon sa K-12 program. So,
Touch ba yan?
so, yung grupo nila, actually, nakipag-compete sila sa China hanggang Japan, representing their school. Then when he went to college, ito ngayon magka-college, kami sa UP Dilipan, kumuha ng mechanical engineering. Sabi ko sa kanya, you take the PMA exam. Sabi ko sa kanya, ay daddy, siyempre mahirap yun, maraming sabi niya, training. No, sabi ko sa kanya, kasi mahilig siya, gusto niya mag-aral sa abroad. If you top the exam, you will be sent abroad. You may be sent to Korea, Armed Forces School, or in the US. Sabi niya, sige, I'll try. Afterwards, nag-research. Nakita niya, training pa pupunta. Ayaw niya. Ayaw. But may yung pangatlong anak ko na babae, isa reservist ng Philippine Navy, yung nasa Procter & Gamble, nag-volunteer as reservist ng Navy. Pero sabi sa kanila, kung gusto niya magsundalo, sa akin, open ako. Mas maganda rin kasi may magpapatuloy sa akin ng pisahan. Especially, I will retire this coming December.
Oo nga pala, I heard.
Yeah.
So, saan po kayo pupunta after retirement? Sino na si General Nestor Narag after retirement?
Si General Darag is magiging PFC.
Ano yan?
Di ba may rank na PFC? Dito sa military yung PFC is private first class. Pero ako, plain Filipino citizen.
Okay.
Pero alam mo, may mga offer din. Gaya ng mga friends ko from...
Kasi bata pa kayo, sir.
Yes, 56, 57, mag-retire. May mga offer din. Pero siguro after my retirement, travel muna ako. Pagka mabura na sa bahay, siguro just cross the bridge once I get there. Pwede naman pa rin magtrabaho.
Pwede po bang sir, okay, since nakwento mo na yung like travel, you are far from your family, how many decades?
35 years and
So,
4
3
months.
decades and 5 years, ano? So, ano pong pwede niyong masabi sa asawa mo at mga anak mo, yung pagkukulang mo sa oras sa kanila at ngayon magre-retire ka na, pwede bang mag-message ka sa kanila? Kay Mrs. muna.
Yes, to my wife, of course, for 35 years of our long distance relationship, siguro ito na yung payback time, ito na yung panahon para to give back yung pagkukulang ko, especially the time na kahiwa-hiwalay tayo na matagal. So, I will give quality time as a husband and as a father to my children. And to my children, for sure, medyo matured na kasi sila, matatanda na rin. Hindi ko nga namalayan na gano'n na lang sila kalalaki. So, namimiss ko yung paglaki nila. Alam mo, yung panganay ko,
Yung lawyer.
yung lawyer, umuwi ako, kapanganak niya, umalis na si kagad ako after a week. Tapos umuwi ako after 3 months or 4 months. Uwi ko sa bahay, ayaw sa akin eh.
Nag-crawl na.
Oo, nag-crawl ka. Pero ayaw niya sa akin, gusto niya yung lola niya. Lola niya ko. So, siyempre, nakaka-iyak. Sitwasyon na sa pati. Yung second child ko, umuwi ako after 1 week na siya. 1 month yata. Wala ako doon. Pero as they are growing, wala talaga ako doon. minsan nga yung nag-aakit sa kanila na dati ng tricycle sa school. So, nasabi ko, yun na yung daddy mo. Hindi ko daddy na.
Oh.
Kaya ganun talaga pala. Hirap ng tatay ng sundan. Kaya nung nakikita ko na sila, matatanda na sila. Mabuti, alam mo, maganda sa mga bata. They are very independent. Hindi ako nagkaroon ng problema sa kanila. Bata sila hanggang ngayon. They were never been involved in any problema. Kaya masaya rin ako.
Wala pang marriage, sir, sa mga anak mo?
Wala pa nga boyfriend eh.
Oh, very good.
Kaya sama-sama pa rin
very
kami.
good. Kasi anak ko, sir, dalawang babae. Ako.
Wala na yung boyfriend.
Wala.
Sa kanila, wala pa silang
Hindi,
boyfriend.
bawal ang boyfriend.
Ako, hindi ko binabawal. Sabi ko, there were times na sabi ko, dapat magka-boyfriend na kayo.
Kasi babae yan sa akin, sir. Dihado.
Babae naman sa
Kaya
akin.
nga, dihado pag nagka-relasyon. Diba?
Sabi ko, encourage ko sila, magkaroon kayo na yung boyfriend. Para
Okay na yung okay na yung sa'yo, sir. Kasi working na sila.
29, 27, and 25. O, yun ang kids nila yun. Working naman na
Oo,
sila.
working naman sila.
Pero maganda, sama-sama pa rin kami. Buhay kami dyan.
So mag-ingat ka, sir. Take care of yourself, of your health, para pag nag-retire ka, healthy ka, babalik sa kanila.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
Siyempre, dapat health is wealth sa kanya.
Sir, may nagpapatanong pala, ipapaabot ko rin kasi there are Muslim women interested to join military. Okay, balik tayo doon.
Okay.
Hindi pa tayo magtatakos. Okay. Gusto na mag-join sa military service. Mga Muslim sila. Then, may mga tanong like, paano po ba yung like yung pananamit? Parang nakikita ko kasi nag-short sila, tumatakbo, di ba, sa training, may mga shorts sila, ganyan. Sa Muslim kasi, nandun yung pagiging conservative. Paano, sir, yung yung pananamit? Are they allowed to wear like jogging pants while others are wearing shorts?
Alam mo, magandang tanong yan eh. Ikaw pala yung unang nagtanong sa akin tungkol yan. Yung basically kasi sa training dapat standard pare-parehas. But tinitignan ko yung with the introduction ng GAD, Gender Development, in the AFP. Actually, dati wala nang babae, natanggap na natin. So, nag-evolve naman yung armed forces, depende naman sa the needs of the requirements ng siguro tanungin ko sa yan, sa training and doctrine office ng Philippines.
Okay, maganda.
Para siguro i-allow yun to further entice yung female records natin from the ng Muslims. Tatanong ko po yun. Pero may nakikita ako sa other branch of service na nagsusot na sila ng ganyan.
Ng veil.
Veil na mga nagte-training. And I think i-allow naman siguro po yun. I-request lang.
Pero so far wala pa, sir, like while other women, yung mga pumapasok sa military service, may mga naka-jogging pants while others are naka-shorts, wala pa sa Marines so far.
Sa Marines, wala pa akong nakikita.
Sana
pero magandang tanong yun na, ma'am.
Because respect sa faith ba?
Correct. So, kaya naman ngayon may God na tayo. So, we give them equal privilege. Kung ano yung kultura nila, preserve, protected. Tatanong ko po yan at sasagutin ko yun sa next na.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. At least may encourage yung yung mga other kabataan na gustong pumasok sa military. Hindi sila ma-prejudice.
Yes.
As mga Muslim, yung culture nila, ma-preserve.
Actually, ang Marines naman, we promote yung cultural sensitivity sa bawat isa. Just like the 4th Marine Battalion, yung kararating. Actually, kayo siguro yung magiging vocal person or resource person kung yung the lecture.
Sige, sir.
On cultural awareness program para hindi wala silang mapailip. Kasi kung minsan baka hindi nila alam, unintentional, they are already violating culture. Although sinasama naman yan sa training nila sa Manila, Pero gusto ko marinig first-hand information from our resource person na local dito para iba kasi yung training dito, iba rin. So I will invite you, ma'am.
Sige, sir. Okay. Maganda siguro sabihin sa, talaga iklaro sa kanila kaagad. Ito yung mga listahan ng mga Marines na nakasuhan, like or kinocomplain.
Yes.
Ganun. Kasi yun lang naman talaga yung ayaw nating mangyari sa mga taong ninyo, sir.
Okay.
Then,
Pero so far, yung umalis na batalyon, yung MBRT-1, they've been here for almost 3 years. Pero sinend off namin sila noong noong August 21. Nung date na yun, wala pa namang dumarating na
mga
complaint.
complaints.
Usually may mga complaints parating sa akin yan. So far wala pa naman. So ibig sabihin, effective
Naging behave sila.
Behave sila, saka effective yung advocacy ko na sabi ko, wala akong marinig na ganito.
Very good. Sir, last message po natin sa mga tawi-tawiyans, kung saan nandito kayo, then you will be retiring na kasi, then sa mga taong nakikinig sa atin ngayon, ano pong magandang mensahe ninyo para magkakaroon sila ng mas stronger trust, yung pagtitiwala sa mga Marines, no?
Sa ating mga kababayan sa Tawi-Tawi, mga Tawi-Tawiyans, rest assured that Marines are forever committed to their commitment to their duty. Nandyan sila upang protektahan kayo. Huwag kayong mag-alala kasi yung lahat ng mga officers dito and commanders ay ina-advocate yung respect to human rights, especially sa mga women, mga senior citizens, and those that have deficiencies of personally impaired. Sumahan natin sa Tawi-Tawi and all the people of Tawi-Tawi. Ang lagi kong sinasabi sa aking mga tauhan, especially to my officers, is we should be responsible and accountable sa mga taong bayan. The purpose of our presence here is no other than supporting and protecting our Tawi-Tawian brothers and sisters. Respect them, give them what is due to them. And for as long as we are here, we also assure you that peace and order will reign in our province. We continuously support our political leaders, the other line agencies, and government, non-government and government organizations, and other sectors in the province. We are offering our headquarters for any consultation. Kung gusto niyo pumunta rito, meron kayong katanungan, we are open to discuss and interact. As long as I am the commander of 2nd Marine Brigade, I will assure you yung nabanggit ko ay mangyayari yun. And we are here to protect the people of Tawi-Tawi.
Thank you so much, sir. Salamat po sa pagtitiwala and salamat sa oras na binigay nyo sa Alice TV. God bless.
Thank you po.